So, ladies, welcome so much to our Talk About It Tuesday. Kari Shumaker is going to kick us off, and I'm going to hand it right over to her. And then we're going to do some open Q&A tonight. So go ahead and comment on the side. If you guys can't see that, go ahead and press, I think, just chat on the bottom, because we're going to be doing a lot of interaction over in the comment box. And Kari's going to take it away.
Yeah, welcome, ladies. Just go ahead and, we're going to go through just a few things, but like she said, work on the comment box, put your little questions that you have in there, or write down what questions are just kind of coming across your mind as maybe I talk or something else comes up, because we really want tonight to kind of springboard some of our next upcoming calls. But we do have some neat stuff to share with you. We talked a little bit about some of you who were on just a couple minutes ago. Miss Rachel, she got to train. I mean, seriously, it's like she got to train the entire leadership field today. Like, that is huge. That's a huge deal. She's amazing. We know that. We've gotten a little taste of that through some of her trainings, and just since Leadership University, she's been a real gift to us and our leadership team. But Rachel shared some really neat stuff today that the leaders got to hear. But I just wanted to highlight on a couple of things, just because I think she's awesome, before we kind of kick off into some other stuff. But Rachel really kind of gave us a good synopsis of how she realized that she needed to focus on things that she could control, and really kind of focus in on, we can't control how many hostesses say yes, right, ladies? But we can control how many hostesses we decide to ask to book a party. That was kind of my big challenge today. I see my accountability partner has jumped in over here, so she knows my struggles today, and so does Rachel. Lori, we're all kind of working on a very specific thing today. But Rachel talked about, controlling those things you have control over, and and the big part of that is the parties, and developing consistency with those things that you can control. Okay, she went through three things. I'm just going to touch on a little bit of each of the three things, because I think that'll help us with our discussion tonight. Her first thing that Rachel was kind of blowing our minds with today, and reminding us that you really got to shift your mind. A mindset shift and focusing on self-development. The fact that you ladies are on this call tonight means that you're investing in yourselves, and that's a big part of self-development. And your mind shift to say, okay, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter, today I had crazy calls coming in. It was family stuff going on, doctor stuff going on, and I'm I still got to be positive about it, and I got to shift my mindset and say, okay, what do I have control over? So I have control over how many people I call to book a party, right, Liza? Right, Rachel? We work on that stuff. And Rachel helped kind of show how she began to attract people to her business. She wasn't pushing 31 on them. She started to attract them by just simply sharing her love of 31. And a lot of you all know that. If you know Rachel, even if you're just getting to know Rachel, she's all about the love of 31, and that has been a big thing for her to kind of show how to attract people instead of pushing 31 on them. Then the second thing she talked about that I struggle with, and I'm oh, Rachel, I love you for helping. And I know Rachel and Lori both. I know Lori, she was on there a minute ago. I don't know if we lost her a second ago, but systems. Rachel is the queen of simple systems. I know some of you all really would appreciate that. I know I do, because I need simple. I can't do complicated. And so she shared, not doing things super fancy, right, Rachel? I mean, we keep it simple. She has a 3-ring binder that she uses, and she can show that too. And I think she shared a little pieces of that with us before, but she keeps her who do you know list right at the front. And that who do you know list is what's really kind of setting the stage for the rest of that binder. She can move people from different leads in different areas to, if she's going to follow up with them on a certain day of the week, a certain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or if she's going to move them into the second or third week. And she uses all that very simple, 1 through 31 and her days of the week. And she just moves people to the days that she's going to follow up with them. So keeping things simple and realizing that, if you're not following up with people, you're throwing money away. So how many of those sheets have you gotten and you've just been oh, well, that's great, I've got a contact, but what have you done with it? If you're not following up with them, then you really are throwing money away. And just following up once is not going to work. Rachel has learned, and we've all learned who's been in this business for a while, if you just keep the follow-up going, then you know that you're going to get those same results. So yes, I see some questions coming in, so type those questions in the box, ladies. So don't throw your money away. Use your simple accountable. If I didn't have my AP to call today when I was like, I don't know if I really want to do these booking calls. If I didn't have Rachel pushing me saying, well, why wait till Friday to hit that goal, Kari? You need to have 3 done today. Like if you don't have that group of women in your life, they might be ladies who are on this call tonight. It might just be a matter of if Andrea is your leader, like checking in with her, right? Letting your leader know like where you're at, what your goals are. You know, I mean, if you're trying to make a car payment, that's easy math. We've talked about that on other calls too, but you got to have somebody to hold you accountable or you probably won't get it done. That's just the reality of it. One thing that she shared that I had that I just loved and I got like super underlined was a quote she had by, is it Jim Rohn? Is that right? I think. Is that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose carefully. So if you are working on business goals for your 31 business, like associating yourself with those women who are willing to be like, all right, I'm going to make the booking calls today, even though I don't really feel like it, or I kept giving myself excuses, right, Liza? You know, I kept saying, oh, well, you know, I have 2 events, Saturday and Sunday. I'll just wait and I'll get those in person. You know, you let yourself off the hook, so to speak. But, you know, if you don't have those people to kind of push you, ladies, I mean, I made some bookings today. I'm excited. Right, exactly. I'm excited about it. And I tried some different things and I started with the hardest ones. I know that may sound weird, but I was like, all right, I need to step outside my comfort zone. So I'm going to start with parties that I know that are going to be harder for me to do, harder for me to get. And so that just kind of eased you into it. You know, helped me kind of get a couple quick no's and a maybe. And then I got 2 dates, like 2 firm dates, and I have 1 more waiting to hear back. So if I hadn't worked on that today, like I wouldn't have gotten those 3 bookings. I would have been like, oh, I'll get them by Friday. You know, if you don't have those people in your life really kind of pushing you, it does make a big difference in your business. And the main thing for tonight's call is I really want everybody to focus in on using what you know, okay? Use your leader. Use the facts about 31. You know, Rachel's big on using that who do you know list. If you don't have that, you need help finding it, reach out to us as your leaders. We'll make sure that you have it. But lean on the who do you know list, all right? And lean on facts. You know, every Tuesday we get leadership calls with home office where they go over what's going on with 31. And we all know we're part of the #1 party plan business, right? Everybody knows that. And so we also get to know, like, exactly what items are hot. And so we thought it might be fun to kind of go through some of those, you know, because you might not have seen some of them in person, virtually, you know, on the computer. So we were going to kind of go through some of those hot items that we have tonight. The large utility pack, right? That's like the classic hot item, right? Everybody knows the large utility pack. But they might not know that candy corners is huge. Like it's one of our top selling prints right now. And if you know that, you can use that. You can take pictures of those. You can share them. And I'll give you an example of that, of how I got those bookings today from a picture. The wallet. The Benjamin wallet. Like this wallet, ladies, it's huge. The color of it. I see Eliza smiling over there. Everybody's like in love with this wallet. I'm all about the Benjamins. I mean, that sucker is packed full. We all know it, and it's beautiful. But the color itself has been huge. The zip top organizing utility tote. Another classic, just like the large utility tote, but the prints are the big deal, ladies. Like showing these prints. These are the hot prints that are going on right now. We had the zip top. What else did we have? We had the deluxe utility tote. Does everyone have a deluxe utility tote? These things are huge. And you see my personalization on there? Can you see it?
Oh, cool.
Ask me how to enroll, party, and raise funds. This charcoal crosshatch is another one of the top prints. And just knowing that, it's big at your parties. You want to show the things that are hot. And you want to tell people, hey, this is the top print, because people want to be like everyone else, right? They want to know. Then the Demi Day bag has been very popular too. It was another one of the items. Can you see it okay? Mm-hmm. The Demi Day bag is the new purse, and it's one of the new styles. It's really kind of, when you look at the top styles that 31 gave us today, it's the only one that is the new style that's showing up in the top prints and top products. So we did the prints with candy corners and then brush strokes. I have a tote in brush strokes, but I might have it out on loan. But just having the fabrics and learning them. So you got your brush strokes, your candy corners, the charcoal crosshatch, loopsy daisy, and of course, the Skies for You pebble that's in the wallet. And I showed you guys a minute ago. My bag of tricks, right? You know, this, I just can't help but touch. I mean, this fabric, like if you don't have it yet, you're going to get it, right, ladies? I mean, look at the inside of that, how pretty it is. You know, so this is hot item. Then Home Office shared with us specific SKUs. Now that's like the item and the print, that's the top. I think these are really key. Of course, we have the Benjamin in the blue, right? Then we ended up with the large utility tote in our super cute new starfish. You seen that one yet? Mm-hmm. So we had the large utility tote and the starfish, and then the lakeside tote and the brush strokes. Okay, I don't have the lakeside tote yet, but here's another thing about lean on what you know. Like, who knows what this bag is?
I happen to have the lakeside tote in brush strokes. So
you do, so go get it for it, Jennifer. But here's see, look, Jennifer's got it down there in hers, in the brush stroke. But even if you don't have it and say you have this bag, okay, they are the exact same size bag. The only difference is the lining. It's made more for the beach. You can wipe it out. But just knowing that, you can have one at the party and be able to share that like it's the same size but a different material, right? So again, lean on what you know, ladies. The Cafe Crossbody. Now I got to show this one because this is like my personal favorite. I know, I'm like, isn't that great? I've been doing this 7 years and I still get like giddy and like petting the purses, right? But this one is the Cafe Crossbody, okay, and the new print. This has got my personalization on there. But just knowing that this bag and this print is in our top SKU, so you can share that with ladies. Be like, this is one of the hot new purses and the hot new prints with 31. Just leaning on what you know. And then, of course, the little dreamer. Here's the last one we'll kind of show off. But look how beautiful this little guy is. Like, I'm in love with him. I took him to church with me on Sunday and turned some ladies' heads. They were like, how much is that? And just $48. Like, just the price point, too, is really shocking, ladies, because it's such a high-quality purse. So just knowing these things about your products, you can lean on that, and that will help you with everything that you're doing. It can help you with your bookings, help you with your recruiting, you know, the basics of 31. You know, Rachel talked about what?
Carrie, Lori wanted to see the Dream Big tote or the Lakeside tote real quick again. So do you mind if I just step in and show it to her?
Nope. No, just jump in there, girl. Show it off. Parade it around.
So here's the Lakeside tote, and I did the anchor in oatmeal. And then, hold on. I mean, I am in my pajamas already, girls, so hang on. But the best part about that Lakeside tote is that it has the same lining as our zipper pouches. So it's just going to wipe right out if something spills. And then it has a hanging pocket. And I love me a lobster claw because then you don't have to, you know, lose your keys, or you can just put a little mini zipper pouch in it. But the whole thing is lined from top to bottom. And then it just has a little drawstring closure. So I love it. And then the handles are the Skies for You pebble as well.
Thank you, Jen. It's beautiful. I love
You're welcome, Lori, for
I want one. I want one.
Well, and see, ladies,
I know a girl who's.
How do I get it?
I know.
Who's
I
the
can
party
get in
with
touch
me,
you
Andrea?
after.
Well,
Okay.
and that's the
last
whole
thing I'll
thing,
say
ladies.
about the dream big and these SKUs is, remember, girls, spring break's coming up for a lot of people. So I'm really pushing like some spring break specials. I'm pushing that with my parties for my hostesses, that if they want to get all set up for spring break, that they need to they really want to host within the next couple, 2-3 weeks, depending on your spring breaks. Our spring break here is not till April 1st through April 8th. So it's a little bit later, but okay, that's it. I can show you more products that came in too.
And that's the whole thing. Like, we didn't want to show you like the whole kit, but just taking a few of these items that home office shared with us today and being able to say, knowing little tidbits about each bag or understanding your products a little bit, just leaning on what share the things that are newsworthy too, ladies. Like, for example, Rachel and I were kind of talking about our events and how we were going to put our jewelry on our trays, but you all have no idea how big this is as far as for our business. We tested these. If you were part of the test group, Andrew's laughing, but we sold these out in like,
they were sold out quick.
Like a few weeks. We sold out a whole catalog. I mean, it was like a 3-month inventory stock. We sold out, and they tested it, and they said, we're going to do the etching a little deeper. And so this is huge, a big deal for our business starting in March. And the whole softball too. Use what you know. I mean, the softball thing that's big. If you are into softball, I lived on a softball field most of my life. And if you have softball moms on your teams and your customer groups and your pages, that softball icon that's going to be launching March 1st too, that is a booking tool. So if you lean on the things that you know, whether it's the hostess exclusives, I mean, how many people are going to be going to ball fields and would love to have a rolling cooler? If you're talking about the things that you know and you're sharing your products in your closed groups. But today, like for me, Lori, it's like, okay, how did you get your 3 bookings today? And I tell you, I've never done this before, but I did it. I thought, I'm going to try this. I went in. Who has pictures of 31 products on their phone, live pictures? Right? You all have them on your phones, and if you don't, tag your leaders on your pages. I'm sure there's pictures there, or you can take a picture of one of your products, or you can ask us to take pictures of these products. But I went into my phone, and I found a picture. I think I sent it to Lori, didn't I? I did send it to Lori. I went in, and I found a picture on my phone of that tote. Which one was it? One of the one, I think it was the big Dream Big Tote. Is that right, ladies?
Yeah.
And then with the wall staged in front of it. But the big thing was it had an M on it. So I just took that picture and I went into my contacts and I texted like 4 people who had a name with an M in it. And if you have your contacts saved, I'm just like, I think you need this bag. And I left it at that. And the comments I got back was like, I love it. How much is it? And I was like, well, I think you need to get it for free. So just start the conversation, ladies. Use those photos that you have. Use what you know, that some of these top products that you've learned this evening or that we've posted on the page, and use that to help you with your bookings. And we want you to lean on us. And that's kind of what the last 10 minutes of this call is about, is we want to hear from you, any of your questions that you have. If you're struggling in a certain area, whether it's booking or hostess coaching, recruiting, whatever that is, share that with us so that we can kind of take the notes and come back to you each week with the trainings that you want. So what questions do we have so far, Rachel? Do you have any pining questions in there they could ask us tonight or we could use for future calls?
None outstanding. So go ahead and ask us, ladies. Ask us, ladies. Did that repeat?
Anyone have any questions while we're waiting?
Y'all want to see some new jewelry?
Show us some jewelry, Jennifer, if you got it.
Girl, I just got a bunch in. Except I have an echo. And if
someone can't hear, is that what?
I think everything's echoing.
Oh, okay.
It is. Oh, Sam had a good question. Do you ever have bouts of inadequacy all the time?
Have what? I didn't hear.
times of it when you're feeling inadequate?
Oh my gosh, today, like, I mean, she was like, "You're Kari Shumaker. You sell, you're at 4K. You have 100 people, 200 people on your team. Yes, we all feel that. Like I was like, I can do this, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I get to stay home. Like I pay my mortgage with this job. Like I could do this. You all feel that way. And I think it's good to hear that we have those moments too. But then we're like, wait a minute. I really want this bag for free. So I'm going to host my own party, You
have to really anchor your why deep. And then it just becomes non-negotiable. Oh, here's the new little bang.
That's cute.
Isn't that cute?
Super cute.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kari, we do have questions on there. Are you able to open the chat box and see?
I'm trying to, but you know me and my multitasking, so you feel free to read them to me.
Sammy said, oh no, sorry. Krista, party swaps. What is everyone's opinion?
I don't party swap a lot. Like maybe people don't really ask me to host. I know that may sound funny, but the few times that I've done it, the success rate has not been great for me. Like some people party swap a lot, but I've never really been a big party swapper. Anybody else?
I find that people that are willing to party swap have party swapped a lot, so their party averages are really low. When you host a party, once a month, you have a harder time with friends and family and having a successful party.
I've never party swapped before.
No?
No.
Hey, Andrew, you want to swap with me?
Maybe.
Party swapping, in my experience, it's been a little tricky. I think you have to be very clear up front with the other consultant. There's the little starfish.
So what do you mean? Like if somebody was a pampered chef and I would have a pampered chef party and then she would have a 31 party. Is that what you guys mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. Or sometimes when they say, why don't you come here and I'll invite my friends, you invite your friends, and we'll do a joint party too. That can be a little tricky. Oh, look at that.
That's pretty.
Isn't that cute?
That's really cute.
I got a ring.
So Kristen asked, would you give a consultant during her first month? And I think Kari's frozen.
Now she's getting out the props. I love props.
The girl that else had.
What was the question, Rachel? I'm sorry.
It was from Kristen. What advice would you give a new consultant during her first month?
Ooh.
Peacocks. Krista.
I would reach out to the 5 people that are most influential in your life in different areas. This is my advice to my new consultants. Reach out to the 5 people that are most influential in your life. So maybe from church, from school, from work, from 5 different areas if you can. And really share with them personally why you decided to join 31 and what you're hoping to achieve, and that you would be really appreciative if they would be your founding hostesses and if they would invite a bunch of people that you don't know. And every one of my new consultants that follows that has, not fallen into any slumps yet, because they're immediately exposed to people that they don't know outside of their circle. And so, and the 5 founding hostesses, that's huge. Those are people who really want to see you succeed. So that's my best advice.
Awesome.
Can you, Rachel, can you hear me, or am I still freezing some?
I hear you now perfectly.
Okay, good. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my internet, but and I think too, it's good to have parties close together, especially when you're new. Like I know I had those first 4 parties in that first month, and I made a quick $500, but it helped me see too, like it was good practice, because if you're waiting too long in between your parties, like you're not in a good rhythm, and it's just good to practice, especially when you're first getting started. If you can get those people who love you to kind of be your guinea pigs and let you just kind of get the kinks out, because a 31 party is an easy party to do, but it still makes you nervous the first couple of times you do it. But if you're doing them kind of close together and at least one a week there to kind of get you up and going, that will help you to get in a good rhythm too, so you feel more comfortable and try out some different things and styles.
Awesome. Kristen, did that help you? I hope, and hopefully it helped others that are new on the call. I had a phone a friend question from someone that can't ask a question on her phone. How do you bounce back from a cancellation, and how would you approach it also?
Good questions.
It is like you're always going to have cancellations. And I learned that early on from Sherry Hudspeth. She always said, like, book 10 parties because you'll probably end up holding 8. You're going to have at least 1 or 2 cancel or reschedule. And life does happen. People get sick. I mean, kids get the flu. It really depends upon the situation. Like if it's a party that's really critical, like I know a lot of times weather can be a factor, and you can kind of shift that to an online party if you need to, even though that's not something I'm really comfortable with, but you can kind of shift it. But really just getting the new date on the calendar, like if she needs to reschedule, I always feel like it's critical to go ahead and get that date firmed up, because if you don't, it'll just kind of hang out there for a while. And if you're working your business in a way that you're trying to overbook and make sure that you still have 1 or 2 extra parties that you don't need per se for your personal goals. If 4 parties is what's going to pay your mortgage that month, you might want to have 5 or 6 parties on the books. I tend to enroll like a hostess or 2 a month. So for me, it's like, it might not be a cancellation that I'm trying to rebound or get back from. It's just a matter of getting control of your calendar and knowing that, it's okay every once in a while if parties cancel or reschedule. Just be sure to get that date firm back up as soon as you can.
I think that's perfect advice. Definitely getting it back on the calendar, and then not stressing it either. Because like you said, cancellations do happen. So trying not to focus on it too much and working on the next thing. Laura asked, how many catalogs do we have? So she mentioned, do we have spring and summer, fall and winter, or are there 4? So, Laura, we have 2 main catalogs, but I think that your question is really important because we also have holiday guides, and now we have a spring-summer guide coming up too. So the spring-summer guide, we're not sure exactly when it's going to launch yet. I don't think, did anyone hear that yet? Am I missing that information? I don't think that we've heard exactly when that's launching yet, but there will be a spring guide like we had the holiday guide that had the reindeer and cute things in it. So technically 2, but we also have extra additions, I guess I would say.
I always try to look at it too. Like we have our foundation of our 2 catalogs, but then there will be extras. And I look at the specials too as extras, because sometimes home office will throw in a special product during that month, either for the hostess or for the customer. So you've got your 2 base catalogs, but every once in a while you'll have some extra things. And the big component is there's a tab on 31today.com that says how to market. And so anything extra that's going on in that month or in that season will be on that tab. So you'll have everything from your monthly specials to like how to market the gift guide, and as those things come up. So if you just get in that habit of always checking the 31today.com, right on that front page, you scroll down just a little bit, there's these little tabs on how to market.
Yeah. No, it's great. Everything is right there. Right at your fingertips. Yeah. Is there any more questions? Because I want to share something.
I don't see any other ones. Why don't you go ahead and share?
So the other morning, I put my mind to booking my Hostess of the Month Club. Does everybody know what a Hostess of the Month Club is?
Why don't you share it briefly? Because I know we have a few.
Okay. So I have 6 hostesses, and every month my hostesses spend $35 or more, depending. And one of those months, the hostess that's her month for her party, and she can either do a catalog, online, Facebook, or home party. So she's guaranteed a $200 party because all the other 5 hostesses all have to order. So I wasn't going to leave this house until I got my calendar full, and I actually filled it.
Yay!
And I have 2 extra, so I'm going to start another one, and so I'm looking for 4. Are you guys interested in joining my Hostess of the Month Club? I only need 4. That's it. So anyway, I put my mind to it. I focused. I got off Facebook. I got off my cell phone. I put everything away, and I had no distractions. And I just said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I targeted one person at a time. And who did I look for? My past hostesses, people that spend a lot of money with me, on an order or monthly, people who like my page that, are commenting or follow me a lot in my private page. So I was so psyched that I got it filled, and I really wanted to start it in March, and they started this month. So I'm like, cool. So I even got an extra bonus on that. I find that the wording too, and how I talk and word things when I'm maybe like texting or messaging, plays a significant, how should I say it? Sometimes when I speak from my heart, and I can go on and on and on. So today I focused and when I was reaching out to people, I had said, this may or may not be for you, but I'm having blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for a party. Or would you be open to maybe having a girls' night out with me? If I invited you to listen to a 31-minute call on recruiting, would you be interested? So I'm changing the subject from my Host of the Month Club, but I'm telling you about what I did today in my business and how I changed things by my wording. And I listened to a call today, and it was called Feel, Felt, and Found. And feeling is, I know how you feel. Like, when somebody asked me to book a party, I was kind of uncomfortable, but I just kind of gave it a try. I felt the same way when she asked me. I don't want to be pushy, so I'm just offering it to you. And here's what I found. I tried it, and if it worked, and it was kind of like no pushy, the way that I kind of approached it. So I just wanted to leave that with you. And again, I think what Rachel said about sharing about what you're believing in and your mindset. I also wanted to show you, I was looking back at my calendar. I don't know if you can see this. Do you see this? When I started in 2012, this is my calendar, ladies. I booked pretty much a party every night. I was working full-time, 40 hours in the school system with 3 kids. I was motivated. I was determined. And I need to get this back. And I am ready to get this back because I have to compete with Rachel here, okay? She's like my accountability partner, and if I'm not pulling my weight, that's not good. And think about it. When you start building your team, you are that leader, and you want people to, you want to be able for them to look up to you. So you want to make sure that you're doing what you can to make sure that, if you're preaching it, you need to be doing it, because you don't want to be a hypocrite. I say one thing, but I'm not doing it. Well, you need to walk the walk and do it. So put on your big girl panties and book, sell, and recruit. Okay? No.
Right. What Andrea said. Because really, to just bring it all back home, that's really what we're doing. But, those 3 steps, we are having a mindset shift, deciding that that's what we're going to do. And we're working on our own self-development, whether it's these calls or 31-minute calls, printing off the who did you know list, figuring out your systems. The second thing that Rachel talked about, it could be a simple binder system. It could be just that list, making your list and working through that list. And then also your accountability, whether it's in this group, whether it's someone on your team, outside your team, but being accountable to someone, even if it's just your leader, to say, hey, here's my goals, here's what I'm working on. So I think for us as the leaders of these teams who are coming together and bringing, trying to come up with topics that you guys want and need, are there specific things that you want us to work on as we wrap up this call? Is everybody got plenty of parties on their calendar? Does no one have any struggles with hostess coaching? I mean, are you all just like rocking it out, you don't need our help, or are there certain things you want us to say, you know what, I really need to up my hostess coaching game? Could we focus in on some strategies maybe to help in that area?
That is exactly what I want to work on, is hostess coaching.
Okay, so see, there's one. Okay, so hostess coaching leaders, that's one thing we need to, add to our list that we want to bring back to you all. Is there anything else that you need help with? And here's the thing, if you think of something after the call and you want to shoot a message to your leader or post it on your team page tonight or tomorrow and say, you know what, I'd really love to learn more about this area of my business or 31, or I'd really like to learn how Rachel is having at least a $6,000 month every month, but more like $10,000 months on a regular month. I'd like to know how Kari adds, so many people to her team. I'd love to know the systems that Jennifer has, or if there's certain things that you want to know, like, please don't hesitate to ask us these questions, because that's what we're here for. And I mean, we really want you all to leave this call with, hey, here's something in my business that I need help with. And maybe that's part of your homework, is reaching out to your leader and saying, here's an area that I need some help with. And maybe that's part of the focus of some of the upcoming calls. I would love for all of you all to find a picture of an item that has an initial on it, save it to your camera roll, and text that out tomorrow. Decide, this is a 30-minute time period. I'm going to text all the ladies that have an L. You find a really pretty L bag, Liza smiles over there. But if you find a really pretty M or K or whatever, and if you need those, ask us. We'll post them on our team pages. And just text it out to girls. It doesn't have to be, do you want to book a party? Because you might get crickets. But if you just text the picture and say, oh my gosh, I saw this and thought of you, and start the conversation, ladies, build that relationship, and it might turn into a booking. It might turn into a, hey, that's actually in the enrollment kit, start the conversation somewhere. So your homework is happy hour, yes. Your homework is to come up with something that you need help with, unless you all have like these fabulous businesses and you would love, to teach us, because we love that too. But if there's something that you need help with, reach out to us. And then also find a picture and send it. Like, start some conversations with ladies using some of these products that are hot products, okay?
Awesome.
Any other questions?
Well, I think that we want to definitely respect your guys' time. It's 9:10, and we definitely went a little bit over our 31 minutes, but I think it was all amazing. Kari, thank you so much, because I just love hearing you. I could listen to you all day long, and I love your recruiting tips, and I think hostess coaching I can use some help in too. I mean, I can't even imagine, like, if I hostess coached as good as Jen, because her party average is bigger than mine, I might have $15,000 months. Who knows? So I'm excited. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on here, and you have an awesome night.
Thank you, ladies. You can tell Sammy's part of